Rue Bennett isn't addicted to drugs. She's addicted to escape, and recovery threatens that escape. Let me explain. Rue's favorite mantra: I just want to feel normal. But here's the catch: Rue doesn't see drugs as a tool she's misusing. She sees them as a problem itself. And that's the trap. Think about cognitive dissonance. She hates her addiction, but she depends on it. She's stuck in this tension where the very thing she despises is keeping her afloat. Remember that scene in season 1 where she tries to get clean and ends up using it anyway? That's not weakness. That's the lie she tells herself working perfectly. I'm falling, but it's not really my fault. That lie allows her to avoid responsibility, avoid pain, avoid facing herself. Sobriety threatens this story because it removes the excuse, and suddenly she has nowhere else to hide. Rue isn't lying to everyone else first. She's lying to herself, and that's the lie that keeps her both alive and stuck. Section 2. Now let's talk about escape itself. Rue isn't addicted to drugs. She's addicted to what they give her: numbness. Numbness feels safer than healing. Pain is messy. Emotions are unpredictable. Grief, guilt, heartbreak. These things are uncontrollable. Drugs, drugs are predictable. They let her hit pause on life when life is too loud. Every time she takes something, it's dopamine regulation and emotional regulation. It's her brain saying, this is safe. This is manageable. Taking her relationship with Jules, every fight, every misunderstanding, every emotional spike triggers her desire to escape. She doesn't just reach for drugs because she wants a high. She reaches for them to not feel the low. Recovery doesn't promise relief, it promises exposure. Exposure to feelings she spent years running from. And that's exactly why Rue keeps running back. Section 3. Here's the heartbreaking part. Every time Rue starts to do better, relapses and random. It's built into the psychology of survival. Healing is terrifying for her because it means fully feeling her father's death. Fully facing guilt, fully owning the consequences of her actions. Hope feels like a spotlight on every fall. Remember that episode when she tries to maintain sobriety for Jules? The anxiety, the restlessness, the little slips, all of it is her brain protecting her from the vulnerability that comes with being present. In short, healing feels like standing still with no escape. In Rue, she's never been good at standing still. Section 4. So what happens if Rue actually stays sober? Sobriety doesn't magically fix her. It destabilizes her. It forces her to confront herself in ways she spent years avoiding. Who is Rue without chaos, without crisis, without that carefully curated escape hatch she relied on for survival? Maybe she grows. Maybe she finds a new version of herself. But maybe she collapses before she can rebuild. There's no neat, happy answer, and that what makes her story both tragic and compelling. Section 5. Rue isn't isolated in her struggles. Her relationships fuel self her relationships fuel self-tap Her relationships fuel self sabotage. Jules, Nate, her family, each one triggers something buried inside her. Love, anger, fear, attachment, abandonment. All of these push her toward the escape she knows so well. Think about it. When Rue's with Jules, she feels both safety and chaos. The closer she gets to stability, the more she sabotages it, because stability forces her to confront herself. Final section, conclusion. Rue isn't choosing drugs over life. She's choosing familiarity over uncertainty. Self sabotage isn't weakness, it's protection. Rue isn't afraid of dying. She's afraid of having to live with everything she's been running from. And that's why getting better feels more dangerous than staying broken.